And greetings to you. Welcome back to the show. It is good to be here. I will say that. It is very good to be here. Long trip, but we're back, baby. Let's do it. Man, I've been away for so long. I almost forgot how to run the board this morning. And then, hey, question for you guys, for real, if there's any Apple fanboys out there. So I have this magic mouse. And ever since I installed, what's the new one? Monterey or Catalina, whatever the new desktop software is. My mouse, the scrolling feature will just keep giving out on me. This is happening on my Mac Mini and my iMac. So if anybody knows a solution to that, let me know. I've contacted Apple. They have no idea what's going on. So it's really frustrating, but I'm using this weird mouse. It's black. It looks like it's made in China. It's called a gaming mouse, but it sucks. So if anybody has a solution, I would love to hear that solution. But we're back. Today is Fed Day. Today's the day that everybody's been waiting for. Jerome Powell is going to speak at 2:30 this afternoon. All right, so we went to Las Vegas. That was wonderful. Saw Shania Twain. That lady, I mean, I think she's like 57 years old now, and she moves around on stage like she's 35. She's incredible. Leading up to the show, we walked a lot that day. We did a lot that day. About 3 hours before the show, Paul was like, I don't want to go to the concert because I'm too tired. And to his credit, 8 o'clock there is 11 p.m. our time. So we end up going to the show, Nicole and I. Paul does not, because he was sitting on a bench screaming that he was tired, and I was laughing so hard that I couldn't record it. But he did not go to the show. And then, of course, yesterday we were in Austin, Texas, interviewing the wonderful Monish Pabrai. What a phenomenal human being. It was just an awesome interview. I have watched many, many, many of his interviews before. And I will tell you guys right now, this is not going to be some cookie cutter BS that every single frickin' college asks him. What's your investing and cloning Buffett and this and that? We came at it from a different perspective, because you have to remember there's a lot more. He grew up poor. It's in the Dundo Investor and everything. And there's a gap between him growing up and him becoming the great investor that he is and having lunch with Warren and Charlie and everything. And there's a big gap in there. And that's kind of what formed his life. And that's what we dug into, was the gap in between that nobody else talks about. So it's going to be awesome. And you guys will see it sometime this week, probably. I was sitting next to Seth on the plane, and I saw him editing away, and that's what he loves to do. So here we are. Okay, so let's get into some stuff. Let's start with the inflation. Where is that? Wholesale inflation. So inflation is transitory, is what they tell me, JK. Wholesale inflation jumps record 9.6% over the past 12 months. So what wholesale inflation is? It's the inflation number before it even reaches the consumers. This is definitely some kind of leading indicator. Prices at wholesale levels surged by 9.6% in November from a year earlier, an indication of ongoing inflation pressures. It rose 0.8% in November after 0.6% in October. Food prices have jumped 1.2% in November. Energy prices rose 2.6% in November. I'm seeing it out there. I mean, damn, stuff is expensive. It's insane. Core inflation at wholesale level excludes volatile food and energy. That's a way to tame the number, in my opinion. Rose 0.8% in November with core prices 9.5% over the past 12 months. In the goods category, this is just going to different types of goods. The price of iron and steel scrap rose 10.7%, while the price for gasoline, jet fuel, industrial chemicals all moved higher, and that is going to affect every single thing. In the food category, prices of fresh fruits and vegetables rose while chicken fell. Hallelujah. The biggest increase in 39 years. Persistent supply headwinds will keep input and transport costs sticky, and you guys got, I mean, this is really inflation is running out of control. You're telling me. So let's get to, I want to do the Market Watch story first. So today at 2:30 p.m., 2 o'clock, they're going to release the minutes. And then Jerome Powell is going to come and speak at 2:30. So until about 2:30, market's going to be pretty slow for you because everybody's interested to see what he's going to say. People are thinking that it's going to be pretty hawkish. And if you guys don't know, the buzzwords that come out of the Fed are always hawkish and dovish. So hawkish means they're going at it. Dovish means they're not. Here's James McCann from Aberdeen. Yeah. This meeting is really about seeing how far the Powell hawkish tilt will go. We expect the Fed to announce a faster pace of tapering, no surprise there, which will act as the main signal that the central bank's tolerance for surging inflations has been exhausted and is no longer transitory. U.S. inflation rose 6.8% annually. That was the November number. These inflation reads need to know a clear deceleration, or they're going to wind up hiking as soon as tapering is over. And that is kind of where some Fed chairs or Fed presidents are leaning. They're saying that, hey, maybe we're going to start as soon as this taper is over, maybe in, say, March, I believe it will be, if they speed it up and double it. And then they just start increasing. This person, Tom Graff from Brown Advisory, he expects the Fed may raise its benchmark interest rate 3 times next year, potentially as soon as April. The bank will probably double the pace. This is from Liz Ann Saunders. Let me see here if there's anything else. Oh, we're getting the dot plot. I love the dot plot because it gets to see where all the presidents think that this is going. Here we go. Strong economic growth, labor market recovery, and an elevated inflation has clearly moved the Fed towards an accelerated focus on shifting in policy. To me, it has nothing to do with strong economic growth. I don't really see that. I don't really see labor market recovery. I see elevated inflation, and I think that's the biggest number that they're going off of, especially because that's the headline of the day. So, yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one. Fed sees delivering one of the most hawkish pivots in years. This is from Bloomberg. Is it from Bloomberg? Bloomberg, yep. This nasty looking picture that looks like it's from 1492. That is Bloomberg Terminal for you. Pay $30,000 a year for it. More than half predict that the Fed's quarterly forecast released after the conclusion of its 2-day meeting on Wednesday will show the median of 18 officials projecting 2 rate hikes next year. It's going to be the biggest hawkish shift in history of the dot plot, says this person from Macro Policy Perspectives. The committee is expected to set up the pace of tapering and bond purchases. Bloomberg economists expect it to double the pace, no surprise, bringing the net purchases to a halt in March, and that will be, policymakers are expected. So what do you guys think? Type 2 or 3? 2 rate hikes or 3 rate hikes in 2022? Remember where inflation is going and remember what's happening in the labor market. Tell me right now. I'm interested to see this. I wish I could start a poll, but I have no idea how to do that. Just trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, there's the transitory word. All right, that's that. There's one more story about it. I just wanted to hit on it real quick because I think there was something in here that I liked. Give me 1 second. The central bank acknowledges no longer transitory. I think they can hike in 2022. I don't think there's a rush. Well, I don't know about that. And here you go, 2:30. Let's see what happens at 2:30. What's down here? Oh, this is another thing that I wanted. I'm interested to see what they're going to say about this, the balance sheet. So the big wild card for markets is what the Fed has said about its balance sheet. It was $4.1 trillion in January of 2020, and now it is $8.7 trillion. As securities on the balance sheet mature, the Fed replaces them, thereby separately buying billions more in Treasury bonds each month. Okay, so I'm looking at this number. Okay, so we have four. We have a 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3. Looks like it's pretty even right now. A little bit more leaning to 2. 30 billion, tapering them, hikes over 2 years. Yeah, okay. Anyways, I really want to see the balance sheet. That's my biggest thing. Here's something. Oh, where's my bell? We're back, baby. Fake meat. Analysts say McDonald's Beyond Meat plan big U.S. 2022 McPlant expansion. McDonald's is planning a major expansion of its plant-based burger with Beyond Meat in 2022. Those restaurants have been selling enough sandwiches. So there's 13. Was it 13 restaurants? Where? 8 McDonald's in the U.S. in November. Those restaurants have been selling a whopping 70 sandwiches per day of Beyond Meat. And they're looking to do this in 2022. It's going to be at 13,500 locations, and you can go and do that. And I guess the cost is going to be a little bit higher. Maybe it's lower. I don't know. Who knows where inflation is? Who knows where? I don't know. Whatever. Mortgage refis. Mortgage refis fall. No surprise there with interest rates on the rampant climb, allegedly. A brief surge in mortgage finance demand. Remember last week? Remember I said that it just like skyrocketed? Well, it's dropped, and it's decreased 6% week over week, 41% from the same time last year. That's that. And this interesting thing that Manish said yesterday. He said he sees the crypto market as a $3 trillion bubble, and he thinks it's going to go to zero. Hey. Bitcoin slides as Bank of England warns about crypto dangers. I love pulling these headlines out because anytime you see crypto/Bitcoin in there with the words Bank of England or some kind of big bank or governance, you're going to have issues. Major cryptocurrencies were down on Tuesday after the Bank of England warned that rapid growth of crypto will create stability risks in the future. Dogecoin went up after Elon Musk said, this is funny, but joke token Dogecoin. That's cool. So look out for this, and here we go. It's down 30% from its high in November, around 69,000. Where's the Elon Musk thing? Oh, here's another funny thing. He added that some investors consider digital coins as a hedge against inflation. Last time I checked, gold wasn't down 30%. Ooh, burn. If Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, as many seem to think, then it's not doing a very good job of reacting to data. Yeah, it's funny how crypto's the hedge against the market, but it rolls with the market. Pretty interesting. She pointed out that this person, listen to this, capital inflows towards cryptos were lower for a second week, dropping below $100 million. And Elon Musk said that you can buy belt buckles on their website using Dogecoin. So get your oven mitts ready, go buy yourself something fun, and you will be saved. So that's it for the morning news. Futures are flat as can be, and they're not going to change anytime soon. They will start moving around at about 2:30 this afternoon. The rates, what's going on with the rates? Pretty stable. Everything's pretty much hanging out and just stable. Do we have any earnings this week? Lennar reports after the bell today. Home builder. What do we have tomorrow? Adobe, FedEx tomorrow. And Friday we have Darden Restaurants in Winnebago. So get your Winnebagos ready. And if you want to join the software, where's my pen? 193 messages. What the F? 8 pillars, retirement calculator, stock analyzer tool, 8 pillars portfolio where you could build your own ETF. Exclusive content, you already get that in the Discord. Click join EM right up here, head over to the website, and you get all of that with this tier right here for $30. My new mouse is going to be driving me insane today, so bear with my terrible drawing. If you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation, $80 a month gets you access to that Employed Trader series, which has been flossing lately. I love this. So we threw swing trades in there. I didn't want to, but I did it, and the returns are getting very good. So with AbbVie, we're up 6.5%, taking profits on the way up somewhere, something like that. Apple, we made a little bit of a swing trade gain. I don't know what else there is, but join it. And of course, you get all the rules that I'm about to talk about. $500 per month gets you access to the Pulse Super Shorts. If you want to do a one-on-one trading session with me, $750 a month. $750 for a one-time session gets you that. And we'll talk about trading, options, whatever you want to talk about, we do it. And if you want to do a real estate deal with Paul, $10,000 for 4 hours of his time. And there you go. So send me some stocks, guys. We'll hit them. Let me get rid of this, and we'll go through there. So I am looking to the other side. I usually look here, but I'm going to look here today. So it's going to be a little confusing for my brain. While we're at it, smash the like button for me. No sense in smashing the dislike because nobody can see it except for me, and I really don't care. So that's no fun. Thanks, YouTube. All right. Compare gold and Bitcoin over a 10-year. Okay, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Bitcoin price prediction. Well, Bitcoin's at 45,000. I'm not wavering. I am very confident in my convictions. What did I say? Billion or trillion? Guys, did I say 6 billion or trillion by the end of the year? I'm sticking with it. Whatever it is, I'm sticking with it. I don't give an F. Facebook. Did they change their name to Meta yet? No. Sad. All right. Weekly stochastic. Still down, snapping back a little bit. And over here, this is where you could have, even then, this is the chart has been, it hasn't been the best. So you're getting these long wicks. It's going to challenge a 100-day moving average. Eventually, I think this thing's going to start slowing and start rolling down. And you are really getting nothing. I mean, this means that the institutions aren't buying Facebook yet. So they're not sold on the Meta space. What else do we have? PP. How about Biogen since I'm in the hospital and they make medicine? All right, whatever. Hope you feel better. Yeah, this has just been completely smoked since it's a big disruptive drug that can't sell. And we are on the bottom here. I would not even touch this thing from a long-term perspective. If you want to do something over here from a swing trade, you can, but I just don't think it's I don't think it's the best idea. There's so many better stocks out there. Inflation hits a 39-year high. Thank you, sir. Cisco. What do we have with Cisco? Cisco is challenging highs. Well, it was earlier this week, and then yesterday it fell a little bit. So it's going straight up here. The steepness of this stochastic I don't love. So be careful with that from a swing trading perspective. This thing is rolling down on you. So if you do get an engulfing candlestick here coming down, you can run it into the 100-day moving average, but make sure you're taking profits there. That would be very important for you to do. Next. Microsoft. We haven't done Microsoft in a very long time. Well, technically, we haven't done anything in a very long time because they haven't been here. So what do we have now? Microsoft's just bouncing around in here, and they're just consolidating. So they're basically consolidating between 345 and 225, I would say. 230, maybe somewhere in that range. And you can tell if you look over here at the swing trading chart, we're a little bit more zoomed in. This is just your range right here. So we just got to be patient. It bounced off the 50 yesterday. We're going to see what it does today. I don't think that I would go in and short this. Remember, guys, if you're going to do some shorting of the FANGs, the only the participation that I would have on FANG stocks right now is if they're making all-time highs. I wouldn't bet on these things dropping just yet. Wait until we get some real volatility. Like, I'm not saying that it needs to be COVID levels, but it needs to be pretty consistent. I don't want to see these days of falls a little bit, comes back up, and falls a little bit and comes back up. That's where you're going to get burned when you're doing that. Abdullah, type Apple one more time and see what happens. And while you're at it, at least spell it correctly. Peloton. Yikes. Peloton just keeps getting hit. So can we pause here for a moment with Peloton? So last week, I don't know the story. Maybe I'm getting the show wrong, but I think it's the right show. An actor from Sex and the City died on the Peloton. From a heart attack. This is my understanding. I've just been kind of told this. And the stock price dropped. First of all, can we please ban gyms? Because this is dangerous. Second of all, is there any rationality to a company being punished for somebody passing away on their on there. It could have just been as easily been a bicycle from Schwinn, a bicycle from Specialized, a bicycle from Bowflex, a bicycle from literally anywhere. I don't understand. This is when you need to, I'm not saying go in and buy Peloton right now, but this is when you need to take advantage of absurd news and overreactions. And this is when you go capitalize on companies. So I'm not saying to do that on Peloton, but I'm saying from a value perspective of a company, this is when you take this irrationality and you use it to your advantage. You need these types of events to happen. But yes, it's absurd. Anyways, Peloton. You know, what I would do, I would throw a tracker share on here and just wait until this thing moves up. It's eventually going to move up. This gap is eventually going to fill. They're a very good company. Their CEO is out there like nobody's business, touting their pipeline that's coming out. So it should be pretty interesting. All right, where are we? NLS owns Schwinn. Yes, they do. All right, what else do we have? Cat. We haven't. Cat's in the Employed Trader series. If you want Cat, come to the Employed Trader series. Let's see here. Zoom, why not? Zoom. Zoom, make my heart go boom, boom. My supernova girl. Whoa. This is disruption. Look at this thing. I mean, I hope Kathy's buying right now because this is, I mean, you're getting a super discount here. Look at this. This is back to, oh my God, we're getting back to COVID levels. So clearly nobody works at home anymore. Just the whole country and the whole world went back to work. So yeah, it makes sense that Zoom is all the way down here. With this, I wouldn't even bother from this perspective. I would come over here from a swing trading perspective, let this thing move into the sweet spot and try to roll with that. I just don't think that this is anything that you want to grab. Now, to me, if you've been short on this, good job. But, ugh. All right, Micron, is that MI? No, I don't. I always get this one wrong. Oh, MICR? No, that's not it. What's the ticker for Micron? You guys need to give me ticker symbols. MU, that's it. I knew it was weird. Micron is one of the biggest holdings of the Pabrai funds. Okay, so we are crossing over right now. So if you are in this thing, take profits because you are about to turn into a downtrend. Look at the decrease in volume over the past 7-8 sessions, and you're just consolidating in this range. You will more likely than not come down here, bounce off the 200-day moving average, and bounce back up. So if you want to try to get in here for a little short swing trade, then you can go ahead and do that. But I do not think that it's you're not going to get much further than that. Semiconductors, what's the semiconductor ticker symbol? SMU? SMI? Guys, what's the SMJ, right? No. All right, I don't know. Somebody tell me the S&P semiconductors thing. Something SM. Roku? Oh, geez, look at this too. Where's COVID? Here's COVID, and we're getting down to those. I mean, it's still $100 away, but geez, what? Nobody watches TV anymore? Okay, so here's our high. Here's our. It's not a 50%er. All right, here's what I would do if you want to. Maybe throw a tracker show over here. You're starting to get this little incline in price, or put it on a super tight watch list. SMH, thank you very much. I could have just gone through the entire alphabet and I wouldn't have ran into it eventually. Maybe you can get something out of here, but just be very careful. I would rather you come over here and trade it from a swing trading perspective. All right, let's look at the semiconductors. SMH. So this is the ETF for the semiconductors market. We're near all-time highs, but now let's see. So I zoomed out because I just wanted to see if we're running into any resistance or anything like that, and of course we're not because we're at all-time highs. So that was silly. Keep a watch on this. It looks like we're about to roll over, but again, look over here. Let's see. Let me just move the screen. So look right here. You can see that it did a lot of fluctuating all throughout the summer. This is July and this is October, and it did a lot of fluctuating. We even had a little bit of a dip here, and we're right back to it. So don't get fooled and don't try to go short on this thing from a long-term perspective. That is not what you want to do. I would keep it on a swing trading chart. And if you do make a new all-time high over this 318 probably number, whatever it is, that's when I would go ahead and hop in there and go long on the summies. Under Armour, boom. Okay, Under Armour has been beaten down, and look at that, guys. They filled the gap. The gap always fills when you have irrationality. The gap always fills. This is exactly what's going to happen to Peloton. It's going to be more difficult because it's going up, but it's going to happen. So this is Under Armour. If you want to short this thing, if you get an engulfing candlestick, go and roll with it. This has been a great short for a lot of people in the bid and ask. Actually, you know what? If you get an engulfing candlestick like this, you're going to be in really good shape. You want to know why? Because right over here, you're dipping below the 200. If you drop below the 200, there's no support until you get to the 1750, 1730 level, whatever that is. So keep a watch on Under Armour. If they break below this 200 confidently, you got something to work with there. So if somebody wants to tag me in the bid and ask, and just let me know. We can maybe throw that on a shorting watch list, but we'll see. Starbucks, the buck of the star. So let's zoom out and just make sure there's nothing to deal with here. And I didn't think there was. Again, all-time highs. And guys, look at this. You can just see we're sitting right on top of the 100. Came above the 100, came back down, sat on top. So we're going to open the day a little bit below the 100, but this is pulling at it up. Hedge funds are making a decision right now. You see over the last couple of days, you're starting to get an increase in volume. Very slight, but there's an increased interest in it. And that's because of the quant funds that you have running on this 100-day moving average. So be careful. See what they're going to decide. It's very possible that this red line turns down on you if everybody starts to go short or people exit the stock and take their profits. So be careful with Starbucks. Wait for a decision that happens at the 100-day moving average. See what I did there? A little bit of hip lingo for you youngsters out there. 100. All right. I don't like the steepness of this curve at all. Kroger was just in the news. Oh, it's because of vaccine stuff. I was thinking it was earnings. I don't like the steepness of this curve. It's steep. So be careful here. If I was you, I would start taking profits if you're in this and let this thing kind of start smoothing out a little bit. We want it to smooth out a little bit. We want it to be more gradual. And we also want it to be more separation between the red and yellow line. You see here, I'm going to draw it in pink. See how tight these are right here? We want separation. We want separation like this. This is the distance we want between. So be careful with that. But if you're in it, take profits from a long-term perspective. Am I buying Peloton? I haven't decided yet. To me, Peloton is a very good-looking stock. And I think that they are getting in. If they can't recover from this is just pure speculation. I think they're getting into levels of acquisition territory. So you saw what happened with the mirror. Lululemon went out and bought the mirror, and now the mirror is like a flop. But it doesn't matter. They still bought the mirror. All right, let's get to PayPal. So PayPal is very interesting. So we're sitting at this very strong consolidation level. If I was you, I've said this many times. I think that if you're ever going to put a tracker share of like $185, this is the one. I would buy. I mean, to me, this is worth a tracker share or a super tight watch list. Guys, this has a gap to fill right here. Excuse me. You're at so much consolidation here. This thing has some room to run on it. So this is on a tight watch list. Somebody tag me on this. I think that this is in my watch list, but if it's not, please give me one. I know do I have a tracker share on this? I don't know. If not, we can get a tracker share on it. I think it's a good idea. Waiting for... Oh, Matt. Matt Jones just said, Mo is waiting for Peloton to go on a run. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, let's go to where was COVID. So COVID was right in here. And so AMCX got involved with some of the meme stuff just out of confusion of the hype dorks. They're not the most smart people in the whole wide world, but they thought that this was AMC. So, you're short over here. You're short over here. You're at a support. So I'll be honest with you. I would rather just look at this from a value perspective. I wouldn't even bother trading it. I mean, what's the volume on this thing? 519,000 shares traded per day. The problem is you're going to be contesting with the hype dorks that don't really understand life. They live in alternate universes. So, and I don't mean the metaverse. All right. Bristol Myers facing very, very strong resistance here. Now, the good thing about Bristol Myers is, watch this. Let's pull up a line chart. Nope, let's pull up a line chart over here. Your fall, with the exception of these little M formations, you had a straight fall until you got down to about $61. So the only resistance that this is going to face is these two moving averages right here. Aside from that, you didn't create any of these M formations, and each time an M formation is created, you have line, which is resistance, resistance, resistance. You don't have that with Bristol Myers, so that's good news for you. Keep watching it. This has created a beautiful W going up. We're not yet in the sweet spot yet. We're getting amazing buying volume over the past couple sessions, so keep a watch on Bristol Myers and see what happens from there. So, guys, smash the like button for me. That would be wonderful. Let's see. What else do we have? I will do a couple more stocks. We got 30 seconds until the market opens. PGR. What in the world is PGR? Is that Progressive or is that PRG? Progressive. All right. So Progressive gapped up this morning, and I'm sure that's why the question was asked. So you have 1, 2. So you have a lot of, so it jumped up and it pretty much got stuck at a support level. So let's see what happens here. If I was you, I would be taking profits because I take advantage of ridiculous jumps. And here's your ridiculous jump. It was at 99. It just opened the day at 98. So the market is now open and the jump is not so ridiculous anymore. So be careful with that. I would still take profits if I was you. And this is a cluster F right here. Come over here. You're over the 200-day moving average. Take some profits and just take it easy from there. Okay, I'll do 2 more stocks. I'm going to do BBY and then I will do 1 more. BBY keeps falling. It's $100 a share right now. So if we zoom out and just see where's our resistance, let's see if I can draw a line today. Okay, right there. So we're going to have a little bit of consolidation here, a little bit here, and we're kind of at that level. So your long-term chart, you are still falling. When is their next earnings report? I assume it's January. Okay, it's March. So you got no news coming out of Best Buy for a while. Keep watching them, guys. I mean, this fall could not be over. There's a gap to fill right here. So this thing could certainly not be over. This can come down to about $92, and who knows where it can go from there. So it's had a hell of a run-up. Last one. Is SWBI a value trap? Hey, you know which stock I'm not going to do? SoFi, Etsy. Who else is being a little... Oh, G-Cup. You want me to do Etsy? Oh, sure. I'll jump right on that. Not. All right. And somebody ban these yahoos. What the hell's wrong with you people? Let's see. Oh, FedEx. You got it. FDX. You know the biggest way to my heart? Pester me to no end and tell me what to do. Works every time. That was sarcasm. Oh, SoFi. I got to do that one too, huh? Bye-bye. All right. FedEx. Consolidating. Very interesting consolidation. Plus, you have this gap here. So the gap filled. Don't worry about that. Here's your challenge with FedEx. Volume is consistent. That's good. You are right under this 100-day moving average. And if you notice, back here in mid-November, tried to approach the 100, didn't work. Earlier this month, tried to approach the 100, didn't work. So it's the same situation as that. I can't remember what that other stock was that it was going into the 100-day moving average. It's very challenging. What was that other stock? Damn, I can't remember. But Starbucks. They're making decisions at the 100-day moving average. And it's not necessarily people, it's computers. So beware of these quant funds. They are making what is Uncle Mo trying to say here? They're making decisions going into the 100-day moving average. So that is what's going to happen. Be careful. All right, anyways, we are done here today. I will see you guys back here tomorrow. And listen, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back with you guys. I know you guys love it. I love it too. It's my favorite part of my day. And that is that. Go make disruption. See ya.